Hello and welcome back. I know it's been a while and it's a little bit different because if you didn't watch my previous video, I explained that I'm actually going to be dropping by the week just to allow me more time. And then also, I'll give you guys updates on what my goals are and how I've progressed on them. So it won't be a day by day thing anymore. I'm trying out this new weekly progress monitoring so again, this is me. I'm Mary Guy, and I am the person behind this YouTube channel, Mary Guy Unfiltered, where I am now. I have a long list of videos. I'm like in the 30th video, 33rd video of self-discipline related videos where I'm actually sharing openly and transparently with you guys and holding myself accountable as well, and also with myself because I'm actually using this as a journaling strategy, but it's more digital and it's just something I can go back and rewatch. So I am holding myself accountable, showing my progress, being transparent about what goals I have set out to accomplish and how I'm actually managing to work towards meeting those goals. And I am being open and honest about it. So, and on several of my previous videos for the month of May, you can see that I've shared several different topics related to self discipline and mastering my goals. And then now for this month, I'll continue doing that. However, I will be spending most of the time just kind of giving a recap on how I did for that week. So I'm gonna always share with you what my goals are for previous months because for me, I want to share it with myself just so I can kind of keep tabs on, okay, what are my goals for the month of May? What are my goals now for the month of June? What will my goals be for the month of July? And I can kind of see my progression just by the goals that I've set for each month. So for me, it helps me. And then I also want to share it with you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start this video off. This will be my weigh in. All of my videos will be my weigh in because, of course, if I have a goal set out to lose some weight, then my weigh-in date would be whatever day that I actually video. And so that happens to be today because now I'm only doing weekly drops. So each of my videos going forward will be titled weigh-in day, which might be a great implication for all of the other goals because I'm actually weighing in on how I've progressed on all of my goals, whether it is weight related or not. I'm giving a weigh in on how I'm doing on those. So I can kind of twist the meaning behind that and make it fit for the full video. So, needless to say, I'm here to give you an update. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the update on how I've made progress on my goals. Share with you what my May 2025 goals are. So, for May 2025, I had a total of 6 goals. Goal number 1 was to earn at least $2,000 from DoorDash. Goal number 2 was to pay off a Chase credit card. That was a total of $1,384.42. Goal number 3 was to lose at least 10 pounds. My starting weight at that point was 239 pounds. Goal number 4 was to start a sequel course on Microsoft Advanced Skill. Goal number 5, read, study, and meditate on discipline. Goal number 6 was implement discipline in all areas of my life. So actually for the month of May, which was last month, I actually met my goal number 2, goal number 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I didn't quite make goal number 1. I was just a few dollars or a hundred and something dollars shy of meeting that $2,000 goal. So now, seeing that my goals for June 2025 are just an extension of some of those. So my goal number 1 is now looking at another supplementary income that I actually have earned money from. And it's Teachers Pay Teachers. I have a Teachers Pay Teachers account. And on the previous video for the June 1st, I actually shared my page and all of that information so you can kind of see the ins and the outs of my Teachers Pay Teachers page. So I haven't consistently been posting on this particular page to earn consistent money from it, but that is a goal of mine to work on. So therefore, for this month of June, instead of working on earning a set amount of money, I need to first work on consistently posting products because that's going to correlate to me actually earning money. The more I post, the more I have there available for people to purchase. And so I know that that is an area of weakness that I need to improve on. Even though I've made money on Teachers Pay Teachers, I could make more if I would consistently find the rhythm of posting products. So that's why I set out for that to be one of my goals for this month of June. Goal number 2 for this month is to earn at least $1,600 from DoorDash. So the previous month May, I actually didn't meet my $2,000 goal. And so I wanted to kind of set out to still work on making sure that I earn a good amount of money from DoorDash, but at the same time, bumping it down a little bit to a more reasonable goal with the hope that I possibly could reach 2,000 or more. Who knows? But I want to make it something as a baseline to make sure that I'm able to um, earn a good amount of money for this month. Goal number 3 is to pay off my Best Buy account. Last month, I paid off my Chase credit card account, and I need to find my grid paper. I think I have put it in my book bag because my backpack that I bring to work, because I was gonna jot down some notes and stuff in my notebook that I started out doing documentations on in my first few videos of all of these videos. But on that, I had like a gridded paper. I drew my lines to make like a table, columns, and I pretty much tracked out for all of this year how much I need to pay on each different account in order to get some of those credit accounts down. And so the Best Buy purchase that I made that totaled up to this amount was actually for my son for Christmas time. He actually got us a 85-inch Samsung flat TV screen for his playroom. And so even though it's a 24-month financing, I always try in most cases when it comes to my furniture or like devices like that where I have to put it on a credit card, I try to always budget shorter time than that. If I can, like I don't want to spend 2 years spending paying off a TV, because to be honest, it's not that much in my opinion to have me paying it for 2 years versus like getting it all off my account for the year. So one second. So yeah, I always try to pay it off within a year. If it's like a few $1,000s, there's no reason for me to not be able to pay it off. Why draw it out when I can be doing many other things with my budget? So for this one, I was setting out, it was actually a plan for me to have it paid off by this month. And that'll put me back on track, because prior to doing the self-discipline and kind of getting back on track with a lot of my goals, I had already made that sheet um, at the end of the year last year, and just trying to work out what my budget is. And then I almost got way off track and I had to catch myself up for last month, because really I was supposed to pay that off in April, but it was May and I was still making payments on my Chase credit card. So I was kind of getting a little bit away from, so I did catch myself right in time to get back on track. And so now if I'm able to pay this off, which I should be able to, I'll be definitely on track for the rest of the year. And as I continue working on self discipline, it's going to help me remain on track with what my goals are. Also, in the previous video, the account balance actually was higher. And that's because it didn't take into account the previous payment that I made of $181 on it for the previous month. So it was like at 1580 is what I had on my previous slide. Well, actually, I went and updated it to the corrective balance amount because I made that payment last month. So my actual balance amount to be paid is $1,400.14. So that makes it to where I only have to pay $350 each week to meet this goal. And then goal number 4, I'm still on the journey of getting myself in a healthier weight range. I've been sharing on several videos, and I'll even share again on this video, my BMI, body mass index, is related to what your height is, your gender, because it's different for males and females, of course. Our bodies are built differently. So the BMI range for a female might be different from a male. So for me, I realized that my BMI at my particular height of 5'7", 5'7.5", or 5'8", whichever way I choose to go with it. I normally say I'm 5'7", but there's been times where I've said I was 5'8", but mostly 5'7". So I say 5'7.5". But whatever my height is, for my height, I am well beyond my weight that is supposed to be within the normal range of my body frame. So this is going to continue to be one of my goals, to try to get myself into a healthier range. And um my first kind of intermediate, these are like intermediate steps to lose those 10 pounds. But my first goal achievement beyond meeting my goal weight is to be below 200 pounds. Like, honestly, I am working to be underneath 200 pounds. And if all goes to plan, if I lose 10 pounds this week, that'll be 215. 10 pounds, 10 pounds this month, and that'll be 215. 10 more pounds for July, that'll be 205. By the end of August, I should be under 200. I should be like 190. And then I'll be on and popping for the rest of the year. And actually, if all goes to plan and I continue losing 10 pounds each month as I'm setting out to do, by December, I should be at my weight that I should be in order for my BMI to be at a healthy range. So that's why goal number 4 is the exact same as the goal that I had in the month of May, because it's a continuation. It's not something that I want to slack off on. And because I did so good with it in the month of May, I actually lost more than 10 pounds. I actually lost about 11 pounds or so. And I want to just continue tracking it just to make sure that I'm staying on top of my weight and not backsliding. And if I do backslide, catch myself in time enough so I'm not so far from where my progress has come. Because I shared on previous videos, I actually, from December 2023, I weighed myself and I was 262, which is my highest weight, even the highest than what I was when I started this. And so I lost all of those 62 pounds, and I was going on my way to being underneath 200 pounds. And then life happened. I allowed things to distract me from my regular routine, and I wind up gaining 39 of those pounds back, which led me to the month of April, where I first weighed myself and I realized I was 239. And so now I'm having to climb down that mountain again and get to where my goal is. And so I'm doing that through studying and implementing self-discipline. So that's why goal number 4 is still as is. And then my goal number 5 for the month of June is to open up savings accounts. I want to actually open up 3 more additional savings accounts. I already have one for my son, but I want to have an emergency fund. I want to have a travel savings account. I want to have my own personal retirement outside of my job retirement. And I want to have my own personal savings just for whatever it may be that I would want to spend money on. So I'm actually trying to build these cornerstones to my financial foundation, so that when it comes to having to budget my savings account and things, once I get it to where my goal is for each of these accounts, it'll kind of be like a filtering way of like filtering my money or funneling my money through that and using a lot of it. And then that money is going right back in there. So then I'm always keeping it at a certain balance or higher. So when things come up, I don't have to take it from my actual personal checking account. I can actually take it from my savings account, and then I know that that money is going to continue to funnel through. So I'm working on making those like automated. And for right now, I'm looking into just opening up high yield savings accounts, because they do generally have a higher interest. However, they do have the discretion of changing what that interest is at any point in time. However often they choose to, they could increase, they could decrease. But yet and still, I have one for my son, and I just like the turnaround of it either way, even with those changes that they do make with the interest. So that's why goal number 5 is my goal. And also, if you've watched previous videos, I've you can see clearly me working through learning, oh wow, I'm spending more than I'm actually saving. And I've been spending a whole lot of money that I could have used towards a savings account that I could have for the future or for whatever things come up. And then I've traveled a lot too, just going back home or going out of town, and I have some things coming up even within the recent in this month. I have a weekend trip, and then in the month of July, that's a big one. That's a birthday week trip. So I'll be gone a whole week in July. August, my son's birthday. So there's so many different things that I'm having to travel or spend money on. And having a savings account to aid with that would help tremendously, to where it won't be going into my bills and what I need to be spending on my bills. And then I have these accounts set up. But for now, I'm trying to build these accounts. So for this moment, I'm not really going to take any money out until I reach a certain threshold that I want to reach for each of these. And then I'll start exercising, really pulling money out. Right now, I'm trying to put money into the accounts, get them to start to grow, and so forth. And so I'll be sharing that with you guys. So make sure you're keeping tabs on my videos so that you can kind of see. And if it's something that you would want to do on your own, or maybe you have done it already and you want to show your input, you can comment below, and we can converse about it. So jumping into my goals for June 2025, goal number one is to post 30 products to sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. So what I did was created a chart similar to some of the charts that I've done on my previous goals, where I kind of give myself, a deadline of how many I'm going to actually aim to post, just so at the end of the month I will reach this goal. So I got to give myself some type of deadline on these. Otherwise, I will wind up not making the time to do it. So for this particular goal, for this first week in June, I actually have not posted any content. So that tells me that I need to really sit down and do my hour by hour as I've planned and talked about on my previous videos, because whenever I say that I haven't had time to do something, to me, that lets me know that I'm not managing my time the best. There is something that I can do to feed in some time into posting, creating and posting products. I figure out how much time do I need, which days am I able to do this for, and so forth. So it's going to take me sitting down and making a schedule, an hour by hour schedule, so that I know, okay, this day, this time is the time in the day that I'm actually going to sit and dedicate towards doing this. Otherwise, it'll be like any other thing. It'll be the excuse if I don't have time for it. So right now, I am on the catch up side to where I need to actually get on with this and make it a part of my routine so that it will help me be better about achieving this goal. Because now I still have 30 products to sell, or well, I say products to sell. Well, actually, I'm posting the products to sell. So it's not, whether or not they sell, we'll just see at the end of the month. But I'm trying to at least post one for each day this month. However way I do it, I need to end up with 30 products posted to my account. And I shared on the other video, and I'll continue sharing kind of my sales and earnings by year. So you can see I did earn a little bit this year, even though I didn't post any. Well, I may have went back and posted a few things that I had still in my box, but I just didn't post it to my account that I already created. I did earn some money this year, but as you can see, I haven't earned as much as I would like. I could earn way more than this in a month. And so with me not being consistent, that's kind of hurting me with earning as much as I can. So I want to build my consistency by having a little bit more discipline so that I can have this goal kind of match and do more than what my DoorDash is doing. Really, this would be something that I could make well more than DoorDash if I put in the time to do it. And then once I make the products, they can resell and I can continue making money off of it without me having to sit down and redo and redo and redo. Once I post those products out there, it's going to sell, and it can sell across many years. Like there are several products that I've earned money on every single year, and I haven't made any changes to it, but I was still able to make money off of it in 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. So I just have to get to posting these products so that I can really get a good analysis of how much money I can earn on Teachers Pay Teachers. All right, so for my goal number 2 is to still focus on that other supplementary income that I have for DoorDash. So I want to continue tracking that because I don't want to slack off on that. I want to use my self-discipline as a building block to continue throughout. So for this first week in June, on June the 1st, I actually was able to do DoorDash because, let's see, that was the first Sunday. And so on first and third Sunday, I go to church with my boyfriend at his family church. And so normally he'll come down after and visit. But for this particular week, we just decided that I'll just spend time there for Sunday. So then after I spent time there for Sunday, I had that extra time in the evening to put towards earning money in DoorDash, which I did. And I was able to earn $32.29. On Monday, I did not earn from DoorDash. And really, that should have been a day that I put towards making products on Teachers Pay Teachers, but I didn't. Because on the days that I may not choose to dash, I want to actually use those days as days that I can actually sit down and focus on making products and posting them. Tuesday, I didn't dash at all either, so that could have been another day that I could have been working. Wednesday, I did earn $107.48. Now, that is by far more than I've earned on any Wednesday for the month of May. Normally, I made the highest monies on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but Wednesday was really a good day for this week. I was able to earn a total of $107.48. Thursday, I earned $94. Friday, now this is a normal Friday. I was talking about this on the previous month videos, how the Fridays for the month of May really didn't reflect how I would normally earn on a Friday. So this is a good reflective amount of what I would normally earn on a Friday, $151.29. And then on Saturday, I earned $57.25. Now, the reason why Saturday was a little low for a Saturday is because I actually had a weekend event with my boyfriend. His family had their family reunion, so I actually made a little bit of time towards the morning time to earn money, and then I was out into his town where he stays and his family is to spend the weekend with him for his family gathering. So that being said, for this week, I made a total of $442.31. That's the most money that I've made in a week if I were to compare it to the weeks that I door dashed in May, actually. I was attempting to get above 400, but I didn't get above 400 until the last full week in May. And then I made 400, but it still wasn't enough for me to meet my $2,000 goal. But for this week, I did pretty good. And I dashed 5 days out the week. So that means in order to reach my $1,600 goal, I would have to earn $1,157.69. So let's just say I'm going to do my math like I normally do. So for 1157.69, let me go ahead and calculate how many days, or just figure out the days that I'm actually able to dash. So I'm going to do that right now. So I should be able to dash on the 8th. So I'm going to do me some tally marks. So that's a day. The 9th, I'm not going to, I maybe just save Monday and Tuesdays. Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays for focusing on teachers pay teachers. So I'll say I'll be able to dash on the 8th. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, I'm not going to dash. I'm going to actually set those days. I'll only dash on Wednesday if if I'm going out of town, which there will be a day that I might do that on the following week. So I'll be able to dash the 8th. I'm not going to dash Monday, Tuesday. I'll aim to dash, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll dash on the 12th, the 13th, the 14th. I'll be able to do a full day. And then I'll also be able to dash on the 15th because that's the third Sunday. And so, again, I think we're switching our time schedule to spend with each other to where on on those Sundays, like first and third Sunday, I'll just go after we're done with church, we'll just go out and do something, and that'll be our time spending together, and that'll give him time because he's working overtime and stuff like that on his job, so he doesn't have to travel and be exhausted like that from traveling. So that's a total of 5 days. So let's see, week 2, sorry, week number 2, I'm gonna have to. So I'm going to actually be dashing the 8th, 11th, the 8th, 12th, 13th, 14th. So that's a total. So week 2, I'm going to aim to dash a total of 4 days: Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Week number 3, the 15th through the 21st, I'm going to aim to dash on the 15th. Now, this week is going to be a little different because I'm going to be actually out of town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So my whole weekend. So I'm going to have to aim to dash Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and still, so I have to dash those 5 days, or Sunday through Thursday, because Friday I'll be heading out of town. We're actually going close to my hometown for Juneteenth. They have a celebration. My boyfriend's friend invited us, and so we're using that time to actually go back to my hometown, which is only 30 minutes away. And so we'll be traveling out. So that's going to affect me. So I got to adapt that week by actually dashing on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So 5 days. So 4 days that second week. That was Sunday and then Thursday through Saturday. All right, week number 4. I won't be able to dash on. Well, it all depends on that Sunday, but I'm not going to put it down because after traveling and stuff, and not sure what time we'll actually get in, but I'm sure it's going to be a reasonable time. I just don't know. Actually, we're going to be, well, no, I'm thinking about July. So, yeah, so not going to put Sunday down. I'm just going to leave that one open. And then I'm not quite sure about our weekend. He should be coming for that weekend on the 29th and 30th. So I will default to my Wednesday. I'll DoorDash on the 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. So I'll dash Wednesday through Saturday. And so that's 4 days. And then Sunday, Monday, I won't be able to dash on those last 2 days of this month because I'm thinking we'll go to our normal weekend time. So that's a total of 9 plus 4, 13. And I have $1,157.69. So I'm going to divide it by 13 days, the 13 days that I'm able to dash. So if I'm able to dash 13 days left in this month, I would have to make on average $89 each day. If I make $89 each day on average, I will reach my goal of $1,600. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do there. And so here is the chart again, and I'm going to just keep sharing it to kind of see where I am in comparison to the previous month. So you can see for the month of June, I'm at $442.31. I got to make it all the way up here, like somewhere a little bit above 1,500, as close as I can get to 2,000. Who knows? I might will. Because if I earned $442 that first week, let's just say I was able to do that for the remaining four, I'll be up to $1,700 if I were able to keep that same amount each week. I would be well beyond my $1,600 goal. Goal number 3, pay off Best Buy account, which is $1,400.14. So I did modify this, but I kept that $395 originally, because originally my balance was showing as $1,580, but I realized when I logged in that it didn't take into account yet the payment that I made last month of $181. So I just redid my balance, but I still made a $395 payment and just told myself, well, that's just going to make it to where the following weeks I'll just have to pay less. So now I'm down to $1,005.14 to pay. And so my next payment will be on June the 14th, where I'm projecting to pay $335, June the 21st, $335, and then June 28th, it'll be $335.14. And I really need to see again, just like I did for the Chase, I need to actually see when this bill is due. And I have it on my grid chart, but I'm not going to walk away to get it. I'm just going to log into my account and see it real quickly, because I can log in real quickly and see. The reason why I want to see what my due date is, because, well, actually, this does not apply, because I was just thinking about the interest. If it was a case where I would have to pay interest, then yeah, I would have to worry about it. But this one, I don't have to pay interest because it was already underneath the $24 financing deal. So if I pay it off within 24 months, I don't have to pay interest. But if I continue it beyond 24 months, then I would have to worry about interest. So right now, I don't have to worry about when it is due because I'm not having to pay interest. Okay. So that's my balance. So that is doable. $335 each week. Well, if I continue to make $400 each week on DoorDash, that's the money right there to pay for that. And then once I get into the habit of posting for Teachers Pay Teachers, I'm sure I'm going to start seeing some sales happen. And so I'm just trying to prepare myself for that, because that's going to be extra money on top of DoorDash money, on top of my regular pay check that I will be earning money for. All right, so now we're at the losing 10 pounds. So I have this chart here still kind of showing how I was able to lose the 10 pounds for the month of May. So then June the 1st, I weighed myself again, and I was all the way down to 225.3 pounds. So that's setting me again to lose 10 pounds for the month of June. So you can see that I lost a total of 11. Let's see for sure. It was 11.6, I believe. Yeah, 11.6 pounds for the month of May, which is actually very good to lose that amount of weight. So for the month of June, I'm starting at 225.3, so I got to lose those 10 pounds. So let's look at the video that I always show that shows my body composition, and then it actually shows me stepping on the scale. I'm going to go ahead and share that video with you so you can see firsthand what my weight is as of June the 7th. Good morning. This is me weighing myself today. So I'm in my hallway trying to weigh myself for my first checkpoint for the month of June. So let's just see how much I actually weigh. 228.5. So let me step down. $228.5. That brought me up a few pounds. I'm just trying to remember if there's a reason why. So that is my weight. So I'm gonna put that down and talk to you guys about it. So in the video, I am at 228.5 pounds, and I was projected to be at 222.8. So what happened? I don't know. I was saying in the video, I'm trying to think back to what actually happened from the 1st to the 7th. No. I ate some watermelon. Let's see. I don't. But things like this happen when it comes to losing weight. And a lot of times this is what discourages a lot of people, is when they start seeing that weight go up. But I can say maybe it is, some people attribute it to going to the gym, maybe the muscle, I don't know. But I would not like to make an excuse for that. I just want to work real hard to try to do what I can to get that number to be decreasing. This is my first increase for this month, or for this month and last month, because I didn't have any increases last month. So from 225.3, to 228.5, that's like a 3-pound gain. So maybe sodium. I eat anything with a lot of sodium. I did bake some chicken, but it was air fried. I did have probably the cheese, maybe like the cheese, but I'm a cheese lover, so I haven't given up the cheese. As far as my low carb, low calorie, high protein diet, I did do spinach, and I did spinach and I put seasoning on it, and I put cheese in my eggs for breakfast. I've had some of that for breakfast time. So I don't know, but I just know that I need to focus and keep my head down, especially with me going out of town these weekends. I really gotta stay on it with my eating habits so that I don't go off track, because I want that number to go down, 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 down. And so I just gotta work harder in the gym to get that off. And actually, speaking of the gym, I was doing real good, and I need to start charging my watch for the morning time when I go to the gym. I was actually burning a whole lot of calories in the gym during the morning time. So I've been doing better about getting up and getting to the gym early and actually spending 2 hours. Now, I did take Friday off, which is not normal, but considering that Monday through Thursday, I was in the gym for 2 hours each of those days, that's a total of 8 hours for the week. I gave myself that Friday. I gave myself that Friday off from the gym. But this week is on the full week. It's on the full week, because gotta get that down to where it needs to be. However, if you look at my body composition in those videos where I'm turning around, you can kind of see the difference, even though it may not reflect it on the scale. Sometimes people say that it may not reflect on the scale and it might just reflect on your body. But whatever the case may be, I want it to reflect both areas. And I don't want to make really any excuses for it, because I want that weight can come off. And so making excuses as if it can't come off. But that weight can come off, but it's going to come off with hard work and dedication and staying motivated no matter what. Like, this is something that I am going to achieve. I've set myself on achieving my overall goal is to get myself down into that healthy range of BMI, which means I'm having to drop down to like maybe 140, 150, I think it was, to be in a healthy range. So this weight is going to come off one way or another. It's just a journey to get there. So you'll see the increase and the decrease alike. So I'm not going to hide any of that from you because that wouldn't be authentic and that wouldn't be truthful. And to be honest, many people can vouch that during their weight loss, they had days where their weight went up and down. But the main thing is that you know that you're doing what you're supposed to do as far as your nutritional goals. As long as you know that you are doing what you're supposed to do, whatever it is that's causing that weight to do something real weird that you probably can't explain. And you might say, I stayed on my diet and I still gained this weight. Whatever is happening with whatever the weight is, I think it'll kind of work itself out if I just continue on with my plan. And so that's what my goal is, even though that is a pretty decent weight gain there for a week. But a lot of times, like I'm thinking maybe water weight, maybe my body's retaining weight. Maybe it's from sodium because sodium makes your body keep that water weight. And then maybe that water weight just needs to be expelled out and it just takes time from the time that I weigh myself. On this chart, I'm showing a line graph of my weight loss. And you can see the points are showing you what my weight is. And so over time, it's supposed to be going down. So eventually, I should be down to here by the end of the year. I'm all the way up there. So these visuals kind of just helps me because I can like see the growth, see the change. And then this last one, at the end of June, I want to see where my weight is. And hopefully it continues to follow this trend line because that trend line tells me that based off of April and May, my weight should continue to go down if I stay on track with that. So hopefully in June, I should be somewhere right here if I'm following that trend line. A little ways above 200, but who knows? Who knows what the future may hold? So we shall see. Goal number 5, my final goal for this month is to open up savings account, 4 different savings accounts. So I have this table here where I'm just breaking it down and say, okay, when am I going to say that my deadline is to open up this account? Well, I said June the 7th. Well, I actually did. It's right now in validation. It's like waiting for validation because whenever you open an account, and I did it online, and you're doing it like transferring automated, whenever you do that, it has to verify that it's punching to or connecting to the right account. So they put a small deposit and a small withdrawal, and then you have to go in and verify the amount that they actually put in or took out and put in. Ooh, this scared me. He actually opened up the door. Hold on one second. Let me see what he may want. My son. And that was my son, so I had to see what he wanted real quickly. So what I was saying, oh yeah, so they do a small deposit and a small withdrawal. So I'll be expecting to see that maybe sometime next week. But yet and still, I've already set it out to make an initial deposit of $500. And I actually created a spreadsheet in Excel where I took the compound. I figured out what account I wanted to use from that bankrate.com website that I shared in a previous video that's still linked below in my videos. I think I went with whatever this is. These are some new names for me, these different ones. But it was at a 4.3 or a 4.4. It was one of the highest APYs, and it compounds daily. So I actually came up with a formula that shows me, because I'm actually going to automate my account. Oh, it's called Everbank. So I'm actually going to automate these accounts to actually receive money daily. And so being that I do that, my compound formula is going to be a little bit more than just the compound daily formula, because I got to add on to the fact that I'm depositing money each day and how much that will earn in interest alongside the initial deposit that I make. because I'm actually depositing money every day. I'm not just leaving it at the 500 and letting the 500 grow. I'm actually depositing money every single day. So that's going to add on to my initial deposit, along with the interest that I earn from my initial deposit, the interest that I will earn off of that daily deposit. So I have a formula, and then I kind of spread it out by years so that I can see how much money will I actually make off of this account in 20 years if the rate stays the same. Of course, the rate might change, but it still gives me a good idea where my money would be. So my next thing's open is for travel. I will be opening that up June the 14th, the end of next week. So depending on where I'm at, I look at my budget, I look at my expenses and things like that, and I'm going to figure out what the initial deposit for that would be. I will say probably more than likely my emergency fund and my personal retirement are probably going to have the highest initial deposit. And then my travel and personal savings, they will have still a decent initial deposit, but those to me would be kind of like um secondary to emergency and personal retirement. Those are like big, to me, bigger things that I would want to definitely have. Like in an emergency, I would want to have money to be able to still live and provide and do whatever I need to do as far as my bills and responsibilities. And then personal retirement, I want to be able to have some money saved up on top of the retirement that I'm getting from my job, just so I can live an even better and comfortable life. So that's my game plan for those. And then maybe in a later video, I'll share with you guys the spreadsheet that I've created for, or kind of maybe not share my particular one, but I'll share like the formulas and so forth, or even maybe I'll post it on my Teachers Pay Teachers page. That'll be a product that I can post. And then some of these things, that's a good idea actually. I could actually, some of the things that I'm creating for this, for my different goals, I can actually create that into a content and sell it on Teachers Pay Teachers. And I'll post my link below my videos so anyone who's interested in purchasing it and using it for themselves can also use it for themselves. I have several different things that I could share easily and post on my Teachers Pay Teachers account. But that's the end of all my goals. So again, just recapping what my June 2025 goals are. Here are they. There's a total of 5. And I can say that out of all the 5 goals, I've made progress on 4. I've made progress on 4 out of 5. I'm still working on that goal number 1. Got to get it in my routine so that I can have that time set aside for working on those products and posting them. So until next time, I hope you be blessed. I hope this motivates you. If it does, feel free to comment, feel free to subscribe, like, all the things we know that people generally ask for you to do if you're watching their videos. So until next time, I'll see you and I hope you be blessed. Bye.